My wife had a break from teaching in early October, and let me tell you, when she's off, we make the most of it. We both love flying, heading off to new places, just the two of us. We crammed bags and some snacks into our trusty Piper Cherokee. Our love for flying is why we're building a Sling High Wing, the plane of our dreams, a real cross-country cruiser. A week before this trip, we were glued to the weather reports, hoping the skies would cooperate. We had big plans for this one, and the weather was key to making it all happen. The mission? Continue working on November Tango's wings, rivet those skins on, and make some real progress. Then we take off for Sandusky, Michigan with a scenic detour over Niagara Falls and a hop over Canadian airspace. All for an airplane building seminar, a pit stop for learning, fine-tuning our skills, and maybe a little adventure along the way. Fortunately, the weather mostly played nice. We did have to make a quick pit stop in Sullivan County, waiting for the fog to lift over Binghamton. No surprise there, Binghamton seems to have a love affair with overcast skies until the sun burns off the blanket of fog. But once that clears, smooth sailing, or should I say smooth flying. We hung out at Sullivan County Airport for just over an hour, getting weather updates from Doug Goodrich at Binghamton. It was one of those classic waiting games, sipping coffee, staring at the clouds, and checking the skies like it was going to take our request for clearer weather. Eventually, the fog lifted in Binghamton, which gave us the green light to head out. We were the only ones on the tower frequency when we arrived, and the tower cleared us to land a few miles out. The winds were favoring runway 16, and I lined up with the runway and focused on the proper airspeed for final approach. A smooth touchdown, like butter. But then I noticed something off. The plane was pulling hard to the left. Something wasn't right. I used as much right rudder as I could while braking hard to keep Juliet from veering off the runway and onto the grass. When that happens, metal tends to bend. We need assistance. We're stuck here on the ramp. Something happened to one of our tires. It was one of those gentle landings, but something just happened.
Can we get out?
We gotta get out.
It doesn't feel right.
No, the tire. Something happened with the tire.
Yes, it's very low.
We stepped out of Juliet, feeling a mix of relief and anxiety that only comes when something's gone sideways, but not entirely off the rails. First things first, we called the tower and let them know we were stuck on the runway. I'll admit, I had a knot in my stomach, hoping this wasn't going to be one of those leave your plane here for days situations. But then we spotted the culprit, a flat tire. Nothing major, just enough to stop us in our tracks. The cavalry was on the way though. Airport operations got on the horn and called Doug Goodrich, who wasted no time sizing up the problem. And before we knew it, he was off to grab Josiah, ready to tackle the job like a seasoned pit crew. Well, here we are with our very first airplane mishap. Luckily it's not that big a deal. It's a tire. Very smooth landing, and I can attest to it.
Perfect landing.
And all of a sudden, what the heck? The tire just failed, so thank goodness
We're safe.
we're okay. I did see the grass and the light coming up as well, which was, don't hit the light, don't go in the grass. So at least we're still on the pavement, which can make it easier for them to jack us up and get us off the runway before the Delta flight leaves in 30 minutes. Oh, the joys of owning an airplane. Always a little unexpected adventure around the corner. Doug Goodrich and Josiah arrived on the scene like seasoned pros, with Josiah hauling a massive jack to lift our wounded wheel off the runway. They didn't waste any time. One quick look and they had the diagnosis, a leaky inner tube. Doug, cool as they come, clearly not his first rodeo, gave Josiah a quick rundown. It was like watching a well-oiled machine as they removed the tire with precision. With the damaged tire in hand, they headed back to the hangar for an inner tube swap. Luckily, not a single thing was bent, broken, or scratched on Juliet during this little unexpected adventure. In just 20 minutes, with the tire fixed and back in place, we carefully pushed the plane away from the runway light that we had somehow managed to stop just inches in front of. Nannette and I slid back into the cockpit, ready to taxi over to Doug's hangar. Wouldn't you know it? Right as we started to roll, the jet engines of the Delta flight behind us at the Binghamton terminal began spooling up. Talk about timing. With the left wheel pant back in place, Juliet was as good as new, ready to stretch her wings and take to the skies once again. In the next episode, we'll tackle riveting the skins on the underside of November Tango's wings, an important step in her build. Then, we'll head to our next stop, Midwest Sky Sports, for an airplane building seminar in Sandusky, Michigan, a scenic detour over Niagara Falls, and a quick hop across Canada. A quick shout out to Doug and Josiah for saving our bacon. Thanks to their quick work and know-how, it was a non-issue. Nannette and I couldn't be more grateful. There's plenty more to come, so buckle up and join us. Until then, happy flying.